This is the AB4WS radio show. Every week, bringing you the exciting amateur radio news and information happening in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana areas.
The AB4WS radio show can be found on the Apple Podcast app or your favorite podcast application. Steve, NATFD, is looking for volunteers for this year's Flying Pig Marathon with activities May 1st through May 5th. The volunteer website is up and going at flyingpigmarathon.volunteerlocal.com. Use the password of HAM. If you have questions or problems, reach out to Steve, NATFD, at natfd@fuse.net. OHKYIN Amateur Radio Society is starting to prepare for Summer Field Day. They realize that they have some challenges ahead of them this year and are looking for some help from the membership. A change in location, loss of several key Field Day participants will make some effort to overcome, but Eric, NKARC, working to make his 30th year at OHKYIN Field Day a successful, rewarding, and memorable one for the entire OHKYIN family. So if you're interested in joining this amazing team and working to make a memorable and enjoyable Summer Field Day experience, reach out to Eric, NKARC, by emailing him at naYC123@gmail.com. The Bluegrass Amateur Radio Society will meet on March 4th at 7 p.m. at the Red Cross Building, 1450 Newtown Pike in Lexington, Kentucky. There'll be a presentation on Skywarn. On March 5th, the OHKYIN Amateur Radio Society will be meeting at 7:30 p.m. at the Laughlin Church of the Nazarene, 335 West Wyoming Avenue in Laughlin, Ohio. This meeting will be both in person and virtual over Zoom, with the guest speaker being Tim Duffy, K3LR from DX Engineering, who will talk about the K3LR story. Tim will be presenting at the beginning of the meeting, with the business portion of the meeting following his presentation. For more information, go to OHKYIN.org. On March 9th, the Brunch Bunch will be meeting at Roosters, 5050 Crookshank Road in Western Hills. Come on out and join the fun. Queen City Emergency Net will be meeting on March 14th at 7:30 p.m. at the Red Cross Building, 2111 Dana Avenue in Cincinnati, Ohio. The Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will be meeting on March 18th at 7 p.m. at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. Interested in Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Emergency Service? Well, come to the meeting of the old Kentucky District 7 Amateur Radio Emergency Response Team, now being retooled into the Amateur Radio Emergency Response Team of Northern Kentucky, which will meet on March 25th at 7 p.m. at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. Issues from the past are being corrected and the organization is being re-energized. Come on in and join in. The Ham Radio Science Citizen Investigation, known as HAMsci, will hold its 6th annual workshop on March 22nd and 23rd at the Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, Ohio. The event is meant to bring together the amateur radio community and professional scientists. For more information, go to HAMsci.org.
Do you know where the action's at?
Every Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., the action is on 14.257 for the Conneticuit Mobiliers Net, where the net control, Bobby NA5E, keeps up with the activities of hams up on the East Coast, in the greater Cincinnati area, and Florida, and takes check-ins from all over the world. A great group of hams. Tune in to 14.257 Upper Sideband every weekday from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and say hello to where the action is.
Hamfests.
March 2nd is the Cave City Hamfest at the Cave Area Conference Center, 502 Mammoth Cave Street in Cave City, Kentucky. Talk in on the 146940 repeater with a PL tone of 114.8. For more information, go to ky4x.org. On March 10th, 2024, the Northern Ohio Amateur Radio Society brings in Winter Hamfest at the Lorain County Community College, 1005 North Abbey Road in Elyria, Ohio. On March 16, 2024, the Sevierville County Amateur Radio Society sponsors the 2024 Sevierville, Tennessee Hamfest at the Sevier County Fairgrounds, 754 Old Knoxville Highway in Sevierville, Tennessee. On March 17, 2024, is the Toledo Mobile Radio Association Hamfest and Computer Fair at the Owens Community College, 30335 Oregon Road in Perrysburg, Ohio. On April 6th, the Lincoln Trail Amateur Radio Club will host the 46th Annual Elizabethtown Hamfest from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 630 College Street Road in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. For more information or to reserve a table, contact ENGINR@comcast.net or call 270-777-2394.
Are you looking to upgrade your license? Do you have someone else that's interested in the hobby? Here are some upcoming exam opportunities.
The Milford Amateur Radio Club holds amateur radio testing on the third Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Please pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association has exams frequently. For their exam schedule, email exams.w8bi@gmail.com. On March 9, 2024 at 10 a.m., there'll be an amateur radio license exam session at the Georgetown Police Department, 550 Bourbon Street in Georgetown, Kentucky. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions/WX4GPS. For more information, contact Ron Malinowski, WX4GPS at 502-542-8252. On March 18th, the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will hold a testing session at 5:30 p.m. at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. Pre-registration is required. To register, contact Mark Volstead, AI4BJ at MVOLSTAD@TWC.com. On April 13th at 10 a.m., the Westchester Amateur Radio Association will be hosting an amateur radio exam session at 10 a.m. at the Voice of America Museum, 8070 Tylerville Road in Westchester, Ohio. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions/WC8VOA. On April 18th at 6 p.m., the Milford Amateur Radio Club will be hosting an amateur radio exam session at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Please pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. On April 20th, the Dial Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio testing session at 9 a.m. at the Fairfield Township Administration Building, 6032 Morris Road in Hamilton, Ohio. Go to www.qsl.net/W8BLV and click on exams. For more information, contact Thurl Golden, KD8VLU at 513-939-4891. Special thanks to this week's content contributors, KY4GW, WB8YYS, KD8ZLD, K9HIO, N8LAR, K4NKU.
If you have something you think other amateur radio operators in the area would be interested in, send the information or your recorded audio file attached in an email to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Covering your amateur radio news and information in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana tri-state area. This is Jack Prindle, AB4WS, normally in Big Bone, Kentucky, but this week coming to you from Paradise in Northport, Florida.